GTM Podcast Porisat The Cannibal Episode 8 From the last episode, King Brahmadatta listened to the story of a wealthy man's son who associated with foul friends and became addicted to alcohol. Although his father tried to stop him, but he didn't listen, so he was disowned and became a homeless. Later, he died of starvation without anyone noticed. Although the king understood the message clearly, but he insisted on continuing to eat human flesh. Upon hearing his reply, the people revolt and request the minister to exile him. So, Minister Kalahati sent a messenger to invite the king's loyal family members to bid him farewell for the last time. He also arranged the chef, a sword, and the seasoning ingredients per the king's requested. Both the king and the chef left the city to the forest quietly in that afternoon. On their way, whenever they met someone, they would kill and cook them for their food. They continued further into the forest and finally settled down near the banyan tree where they could hunt for their prey easily. The king's bad reputation spread widely. When people heard the word Porisat, they felt the chill in their spines. Later, there was a merchant who just finished his business and needed to pass where Porisat was hiding. Under the normal circumstance, he would pass this path safely because Porisat was not hungry at the time. Unknown to him, this time, Porisat the Cannibal was hungry for many days. Hearing loud noise from a distance, Porisat swayed his sword and attacked the caravan, then caught the merchant who sat on the last cart, since he looked the most suitable for the meal. After Porisat had left, the guards that the merchant hired stood up and decided to follow from a distance. Porisat ran for a while, then looked back and saw that no one following him, so he lowered his pace and walked instead. The guards who followed saw him walking. They saw the opportunity and discussed among themselves about the plan to rescue the merchant, but no one brave enough to confront Porisat. Then, there was one brave young man who looked quite strong, said, "We have a duty to guard the merchant, but we could not even protect him. Who would want to hire us again?" He shouted, "Follow me, friends. Let's get him." Then he ran straight toward the cannibal without any hesitation. Porisat heard the cry and saw the guards run toward him. He started running again, but accidentally stumbled on a stump of hopia tree. The stump pierced through his foot. It was very painful for him. He thought if he still carried the merchant, he could find on equal ground and would not be able to get away. So he dropped his prey down and limped away. The guards, when they saw Porisat left the merchant, they ran toward him and found he was not injured. They agreed that it was no use to follow the cannibal since they got their master. So they carried the merchant back to the caravan. Porisat escaped into his forest hideout. He lay down under the banyan tree from the pain on his wound, without any strength left. After a while, he felt a bit better, and his bleeding stopped. He thought that he could not survive without the help of the divine being. So he knelt down facing toward the banyan tree, holding his hand in a gesture of a prayer, and made a vow. By the power of the divine being who resides on this tree, if you can heal my wound within 7 days, I would bathe the tree with blood from 101 kings who rule kingdoms in this continent. I would wrap their intestine around the trunk of the tree like rainbow ribbons. I will sacrifice all their flesh. Please help me. It is common when humans are in trouble or want to succeed in something, they seek and hope to depend on miracle to happen. Porisat the Cannibal is the same. He made a vow to the tree sprite as it is his last refuge. Later, he lay down and fell asleep. He didn't go anywhere to save his wound from infection. He starved himself. His body became thin from lack of nutrition and water. Soon, his wound became dry and healed completely. In 7 days, Porisat was able to walk like normal again. He thought the wound healed because of the power of the tree sprite at the banyan tree. Although the truth is, it was healed because he rested. His wound was not infected and dried out from lack of water and food. Soon after that, he started hunting again. He got his strength back after eating a few people. He became stronger, and he thought he should honor the tree sprite by fulfilling his promise. That moment, there was an ogre who was also hunting for his prey around that area. Just for your information, ogre is a spirit being who used to be human, who did small amount of good deed mixed with anger, but also not enough amount of evil deed to lead him to hell. When they die, they reborn as an ogre spirit being. This ogre realized that Porisat enjoyed eating human flesh just like him. So he revealed himself and they had a conversation. Soon they became friends. This was due to Porisat the Cannibal was born as an ogre many lifetimes in the past. Porisat then shared his idea to kidnap 101 kings from every kingdoms around the world for his sacrifice rite. The ogre helped him by taught him a spell called Padalak. By reciting this spell, one could run fast like the wind and would never get tired. Also, one would become strong like an elephant. Most of the knowledge are useful, but not all the times. It depends on how one uses that knowledge. If a wise man has such knowledge, he would use it in a benefit way. But as for the fool, he would use it otherwise. The topic about the fool and the wise will be represented and discussed on the Buddhist knowledge series. Check them out if you have time. So when Porisat had Padalak spell, he became more arrogant and aggressive. He practiced it skillfully, which made him become more destructive and could even destroy a troop of thousands of men. Now he convinced that he could kidnap 101 kings from the whole continent for his sacrifice rite. How would he kidnap the kings? What would happen to the whole world? How will the story go? Let's find that out in the next episode of Porisat the Cannibal.